Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy. I just want to make a quick video on Cyberpunk again. Okay, I got not a different opinion. I've got a what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? A broader opinion of it now, and I played a little bit more. Not just that, I just watched beat 'em ups review on the game. And I did not realise, because I never watched the trailers. I was never on the hype train. I never watched the trailers. The only trailer I seen was that one of that chick, the very first one where she had the augmentations of the, what are they called in the game? I can't remember. The blades that are coming out of her arms. That's the only one I'd ever seen. With games, I rarely ever sort of watch trailers, and virtually gameplay trailers from the company, or just trailers in general from the company. I usually wait until it comes out, and then I watch and I look at the game and go, and even reviews I usually don't even read. I usually watch a little bit of the gameplay and judge from myself on whether I think I would like that game or not. And that's what I did. I watched it a bit. I was able to play it for free for a while because my mate lent me it. And I enjoyed the game for what it was. And I didn't understand why everyone was so upset and angry before. I thought they were just upset and angry just because it got released and it was maybe not what they advertised it, or it had glitches. But I realise now that was my bad, and I was misinformed. Not misinformed. From my experience of the game, I'm still really enjoying it. I'm loving the game. Yeah, it's not no Red Dead Redemption. Holy crap, that was the most immersive game I've ever played in my entire life. Every single tiny little detail in that game is just, I kind of want to buy it again and just go back and play it, just because I can. But every single detail of that game was just crafted to, it was just insane. That's all you can say. If that level of detail is going to be the what's the word I'm looking for, the normal for games in the future, well then we have got a hell of a lot to look forward to for gaming. But I think with what I've experienced so far with Cyberpunk, that was the main reason why I sort of felt like defending them, and that everyone was, absolutely going off their nut to CD Projekt Red. But I'd sort of realised a bit now, that's still no excuse to go on what happened. From what I read, they were sending fans, gamers, whatever you want to call them, were sending death threats and stuff to, I don't know, wouldn't be to CD Projekt Red, but they were sending death threats, and that, just when I read that, I was like, that's insane. There should be no reason why you'd need to send a death threat about a game. And that was because they kept delaying it, and in my opinion, they should have waited. Well, they couldn't, because from what I understand now, it was more of a shares holder thing, and it was more of a higher up management. Well, they think it is that, more of a higher upper management type thing that just wanted to get the game out, because money comes first these days. But I just wanted to say that I still stick by that. I enjoy the game, and I'm enjoying it for what it is. I would not compare that game to the likes of Grand Theft Auto 5 or Red Dead Redemption, not even The Witcher. In my opinion, I think it would have benefited from being more of a linear type story. A linear type game without your big open world. Like how they had it in The Witcher was perfect. You had your separate little open worlds, but they were just packed full of detail, whereas there's not really, there isn't. Go and watch Beat 'em Up's review of the game, and that is the most informative, down to earth, unbiased review I have ever seen of any game, I think. That it was phenomenal. I was like, holy crap, that's what reviews should be. He went into every tiny little detail of why he was so disappointed and why they lied. Which sucks, because if they produced the game that they wanted to, or that they advertised, it would have been absolutely phenomenal. And I see it now. I do feel sorry for the people that watched all the trailers and got so hyped about this game that it's just going to be hyper-realistic, multiple choices, go into a single scenario and you get to, play the game how you want. The world is meant to be this most lively goddamn world ever. Every NPC had their own personality, had their own daily routines and everything like that. And I didn't realise that that's what was advertised, because I never looked up I never watched the trailers. So, my opinion was sort of I would almost say an unbiased opinion, for the reason being is that I didn't watch anything. So I had no what's the word? Predetermined idea of what the game was going to be. And I think that's probably what I don't know if I don't think it put me out, because I'm glad I didn't know, because otherwise I probably wouldn't be enjoying it. If I expected what they advertised, I wouldn't be enjoying it. And that is wrong. What they did is wrong. Very wrong. They should not have advertised it. And if they advertised it, they should have waited. They should have went, you know what, we need another 3-4 years to develop it. I would have been fine, because I wouldn't have even noticed, because the only reason I bought the game was because it was out and I wanted to buy it. I looked up a little gameplay video of it and I was like, you know what, that looks like something I would play. I like the gunplay, I like the graphics. I still enjoyed the story. Lots of people, not lots of people, I have read that people don't enjoy the story, and that's fair. If you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. It's as simple as that. And if you are expecting the game that was advertised, well, that sucks, because you're not going to get it, which is really unfortunate, unfair, and absolute bullshit. Because it's like sort of buying a car and not... No, sorry. What am I thinking of? What they did is just so wrong. It's false advertisement. That's like, say, buy one, get two free, and you only get one. What the fuck's this shit? And it's like, well, that's what you get. It's crap. And I didn't realise that that's why a lot of people were upset, and I can understand now. Lots of people don't like the actual game itself, which is fair. If you don't like the actual game, that's fair. I do. I really enjoy it. I think it's worth a chance. If you're able to borrow it, 100% play it. But, I wouldn't necessarily just buy it if you were someone that was even on the edge of thinking that you were going to like it. If you wanted something that's just that is a cool experience, that I enjoy it for what it is. It's got glitches, it's got lots of glitches, but that's okay. I've been playing games from when I was little, very, very little, so that sort of stuff doesn't really faze me, having glitches and stuff. When they're game breaking, it's a little different, but I think because I was playing on PC, I am playing on PC, it's a little bit different, because I don't have all the game breaking glitches like what other people had, which I feel really sorry for the people that had that, because that's crap. Again, they bought a game that shouldn't have been released yet, and unfortunately it was. But I'm not going to do an in-depth review about it, just because I don't feel that I am qualified, or people should really go off of it just by my opinion, because I just think that you shouldn't. I think that you should watch if you want, watch lots of reviews about it. Me, personally, I just watch gameplay and just go yay or nay, and then I buy it or I don't. But, I didn't want to retract what I said before, but I just wanted to say that I understand a bit more now why people are so upset, because they got advertised a product that was a complete and load and utter bullshit. They should have just, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, because if they didn't advertise a load of crap, which they shouldn't have, they wouldn't have sold so many games. But if they advertised it how it was, wouldn't have sold so many games. But if they actually made the game that they were advertising, it would have took a hell of a lot longer, and they might have even lost sales then. So I just think that it's really unfair and an absolute shit position it's put everybody in. You know, people that don't buy the games, doesn't suck for them, because they're not missing out on anything. But I think, from what I've experienced, the story seems really good. I love the gunplay. Everything. Driving's okay. Like, there's nowhere near as much freedom as what there is in Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto 5. Trying to think of any other games. Even less than The Witcher. It's really unfortunate, because if they could have made anything like The Witcher in this setting, I think that would have been absolutely phenomenal. That would have been awesome. But, you know, it's nothing like The Witcher. The Witcher was way more in-depth, and all of the choices felt like they actually had weight to them, and, you know, it was what it was advertised. But unfortunately, maybe they just should have stuck to maybe they just should have stuck to another Witcher, or they just should have went about this game a bit differently, maybe. I'm not sure what happened and why the stuff happened that way. I know they didn't start making it until a long time after they advertised that very first trailer, which is really bad, because that means that, you know, you only have however long to bring the game up. And from what I've been reading, it was 2016 or something, and that's not long to build a huge game like they wanted to. 4 years, no way. But yeah, I just wanted to have a bit of a rant on it. And just, again, this is just my opinion, but go and watch beat 'em ups. That is just that informed me of so much more stuff than what I ever knew before I watched that. It's really informative. It's a really good video. It deserves a like for it. It deserves a subscribe for it, because he would have spent a long time doing that. And it's just a really unfortunate situation. I just wish that things like this didn't happen with games, because if that game was was what it was advertised as, it would have been like off the fucking rails, man. That would have been crazy. That game would have been one of the most in-depth games that people have ever made, by the sounds of it and by the looks of the trailers. But unfortunately, it's not. Like, in my opinion, it's still a good experience. It's still fun, but it's no Red Dead. It's no Grand Theft Auto. It's nothing special. I think that's what I'm trying to get across. Is it's nothing new. Like, the setting is a bit new, but other than that, it's not some new type game that this is what next gen games are going to be like. It is just another open world type game, but unfortunately it actually has way less than your Ubisoft, your Assassin's Creeds. Like, I just think it should have been a bit more linear. It should have been small, like God of War. I think that would have been quite fitting for it, maybe, but you have to implement that type of open world really well. So I don't know. I just think that they could have went about it differently if this is the type of game that they wanted. Because it's not the type of game that they wanted, because they obviously advertised the game that they wanted, and they were under the pump, and they went, well, we just want to get it out. So, but I just hope that maybe they can patch it and it gets better and better, like what they did with No Man's Sky. I don't know. But anyway, I can talk more on this another time. Video's a bit long. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you're going to have a good day. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow.